Hi, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of the Fast Track to Fearless 3-day challenge to supercharge your self-belief and self-confidence. I'm Tracy Forsyth. I'm the founder of Fast Track to Fearless. It's an academy that is devoted to empowering talented individuals with the self-belief and confidence to go out and become fearless leaders, fearless about who they are, what they want, and know how to get it. So if that appeals to you, you are in the right place. So I want to say thank you so far to everybody who's taken part in day 1 and day 2. I've had some amazing comments. So things like, Michelle told me I had a lot of unexpected good comments from my friends and my boss, which has boosted my confidence. And Riffy told me, you've created a brilliant bite-size, insightful challenge. And that, I just want to underline that, because that's why I've called it Fast Track to Fearless, because I know you're busy. You don't want to hang around. You want fast, effective formulas that work. So that's what I'm all about. Delivering you simple ways, simple but super effective ways to feel empowered, to develop that inner belief and confidence to go out and conquer the world. And a big special shout out to Lara, who has been there for day 1 and day 2 and has posted her fantastic drawing of her inner critic, Bertie Bully, who turns up when she's doing something new, when she's presenting, and when she's going for a job interview. So thank you so much, Lara. And if you're just joining us on day 3 and you'd like to take part in day 1 and day 2, just head to Facebook, the Fast Track to Fearless Facebook page, and just watch the challenges back. There's still time to enter. Or you can look, if you're watching on LinkedIn, you could just scroll back through my LinkedIn profile and check it out there. The deadline is this time tomorrow. So today we are going to talk about how to supercharge your self-belief with a personal superhero. So let me share my deck, which I have prepared earlier. Here we go. All right, so supercharging your self-belief with a personal superhero. So here is a picture of John McEnroe. And he's been in the press recently because he was being really rude about Emma Raducanu, who's just won the US Open. Amazing girl. So it might seem like a bit of an odd choice for me to have a personal superhero like John McEnroe. But when I was a child, I remember watching Wimbledon, and it was in the era of Jimmy Connors and Bjorn Borg. And Bjorn Borg was this blonde, cool as a cucumber customer. He played long serves and volleys. And then in came this brash New York kid called John McEnroe. He had curly, frizzy hair. He was incredibly passionate. He was extremely creative on the tennis court, but he became known for something else. He became known for being really, really outspoken when things did not go his way on the tennis court. So much so that he confronted the umpire, which was just not done at Wimbledon. And he said those famous words, "You cannot be serious," when the ball landed on the line, but the umpire counted it out. And as a child, I would look at John McEnroe and just be like gobsmacked by not only his inventiveness and his creativity on the tennis court and how different he was, but just by this boldness and his courage to be outspoken. What's more, even if everybody in Wimbledon was booing him and calling him super brat, he still stuck up for himself and still sort of said what was unpopular. He wasn't frightened to be unpopular. And now that I'm an adult, I look back and think, okay, yeah, isn't that a strange choice to have John McEnroe as a personal superhero, somebody that I admire? But actually, what I've realized is that no, the people that you admire often have qualities and values that you really, really resonate with. And they often show up in your own life. So in terms of John McEnroe, hopefully I don't have a reputation for being a super brat. I really hope so. I think I would have known by now. But what I do feel is that it's always been very important for me to speak out, even if it was unpopular, and to speak my truth. And even if everybody around me was not agreeing. And I can't say I've always done that, but I've always been driven to say what's on my mind and be direct and get it out there. And sometimes in life that served me well, and sometimes it hasn't served me well. But the key thing is that I recognize that speaking out, speaking my truth, being bold is something that's very important to me. And so when I go through life, if I feel that I'm silenced, or if I feel that I'm in an environment where I can't do that, I notice that, and I come back to that, because I think, okay, well, one of my values is being able to speak my truth and to speak out and be honest. And if I'm in an environment where I can't do that, or not given the opportunity, or I can't make the opportunity, then I'm unlikely to be in an environment where I can thrive. So what I want to ask you guys, or this is the challenge, let me just, I'm on a slightly different thing today. Hang on, next page. Who is your personal superhero, and what qualities in that person? It can be fictional, it can be somebody in your life, it could be somebody in your family, it could be a character from a movie. Who, if you think about it, is your personal superhero? And if you don't already have one, I invite you to think of one or two people that you've really, really admire in life. And they don't have to be worthy people. They might be like literary figures, or they might be historical figures, or they might be Beyonce. Whatever it is, really think about who are the people in life that you really, really admire, and what are those qualities? What are the values that they have? Because often those qualities and values that your superheroes, the people that you look up to and admire in life, are qualities that you resonate with, and they will be showing up in your life. So once you've thought about that, and you're going to have a bit of time to think about it, but you might already have people in mind that you immediately go to. Oh, this is another thing. These are a couple of my other sort of inner champions or personal superheroes. So you can have more than one. So on the left-hand side, you've got Grace Jones, and this is her, age 70, strutting the runway for a collaboration that Zendaya did with Tommy Hilfiger. And when I saw that, it was like, I was just gobsmacked. I mean, this is a woman who is strident and bold, and again, not afraid to speak her mind, but also hugely stylish and flamboyant, and a performer. And all of those things are qualities that I admire and resonate with. The other one there on the dodging the shot is Muhammad Ali. So I was lucky enough to be in the presence of Muhammad Ali once, because we used to live in I think it was in Africa. This was where we were. And Muhammad Ali was in town when I was in my mum's tummy. My mum was pregnant with me, and my parents were living, I can't remember which country, it might have been Nigeria. We're living out there, and my older brother was in his pram, and along came Muhammad Ali in a hotel that they just happened to be in. And he picked up my brother, and who was just a baby at the time, and asked him if he wanted to fight or something like that. Anyway, that's just a personal anecdote. But Muhammad Ali, I grew up seeing him on TV shows, being this charismatic figure who had a way with words, like he, all that float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And he'd always go around saying, I'm the prettiest, I'm the greatest. And he had this great, great self-belief, but also he had that style, he had that charm, he had that showmanship. And all of these things are things that I really, really resonate with. And if I think about it, a lot of my life has been about not only speaking out, but I love the creative industries. I love presenting. I love doing this kind of thing with you, communicating with you. And I love that sense of fun and flamboyance that they both have. So the people that you really admire and catch your eye with, they will share values. You will share values and qualities with them. So it's a really fantastic way of kind of getting in touch with your values and who you really are by doing this exercise. So the exercise is choosing some personal superheroes. You can be one, you can have two, you can have three. And then, asking yourself, how are those values and qualities already showing up in your life? And the second question is, how could they show up more? And I think often, we feel when we don't do something that we think we ought to do, or there might be like a niggling feeling like, I wish I had done something. It's often because we're not being true to our values and not quite having the courage to do what we know we feel is right. So have a think about that. The qualities of your personal superhero, what are they? How are you already demonstrating that? And in what way could you do more in that? And the next thing I want you to think about is, if you had that personal superhero as your champion, your inner champion who always had your back, what would they say to you? So what would they say to you when you were in self-doubt, or you were nervous about something, or when you just needed a bit of a pep talk? What would they say to you? I mean, if I think about what John McEnroe would say, he'd be very short and shrift to just tell me just to pipe down and get on with it. Grace Jones would probably say, just be fearlessly you. And Muhammad Ali would, he'd have some way of like charming his way out of it, or charming my way out of it, but also being very clever about it at the same time. He would think win-win. He would win people over and get his way. So what would your personal superhero say to you when you needed it? And next slide. Remember, we did inner critics yesterday. So hopefully you've all got a good idea of what your inner critic is, who it is, and have that avatar of your inner critic. So what would your personal superhero or inner champion say to your inner critic? Imagine you had an inner critic here. Remember, there's sort of like a manifestation of that thought bubble, and you had an inner champion or a personal superhero over here, and you just step back. What would the conversation between the two be? So imagine that. It's a really fun exercise. So the challenge, the day 3 challenge, is to name your personal superhero and tell us why. What qualities do they have? Kind of like pull out what qualities and values they have. If you can, tell us what pep talk would they give you? Like, what would they say to you? What kind of like, what advice would they give you? And what would they say to your inner critic? What would be the snapback to your inner critic? And for a chance to win a prize, post a picture. If it's a real life person, you can post a picture. If it's not a real life person, you can just write a description of who your personal superhero is, and just the answers to some of these questions. Just tell us a little bit of detail, and then post it on the Fast Track to Fearless Facebook page with the hashtag F2F Day 3. So, and if you don't have Facebook and you're watching this on LinkedIn, just send it in to me separately and we'll take a look at it there. Okay, so hopefully that is clear. So the prize is some of my Fast Track to Fearless empowering merchandise. So a notebook that is fierce, fabulous, and fearless, and a mug. And they are the color of your choice. So those are those 3 different colors there. So you can choose that whoever the winner is, you can choose which colors you want. And then just before I go, I want to make sure that you are, oh, hang on, sorry, that's the challenge again. I think we know what the challenge is. Tomorrow evening, I really hope you're going to join me for the bonus masterclass on 7 steps to becoming fearlessly you. If you've liked what you've seen so far, I have 7 more steps for you to learn about. So please come along tomorrow. Tell your friends, the more the merrier. These are all tips to help you become fearlessly you in your life and your career. Really practical steps, fast track to fearless steps. And also, as a sneak preview, tomorrow I'm also going to be launching a very special group coaching program. It's the first one that I'm doing. And it is, just to give you a sneak preview, I'm going to be talking you through this tomorrow. It's called Fast Track to Fearless Career Confidence in 90 Days. So if you are currently stuck on a plateau, unsure of how to reach your next level, and you want to kind of zero in on what's holding you back, and create a clear strategy to drive you forward and get where you want to go, then this is the course for you. Please do take a look. I think Dima, my right-hand woman, is posting a very special sneak peek to more details than that, but I am going to be talking you through it tomorrow. But we are going to do a 12-week live group coaching program with like-minded individuals. I've found that working in a group can be incredibly empowering in terms of having a community of like-minded people who are at the same sort of stage in life as you. And we're going to be doing things like more about breaking through limiting beliefs, mapping a clear strategy, looking at your profile, creating a really compelling profile and pitch, and talking about pay negotiation, networking, everything. So it's a complete 90-day transformation to fearless career confidence. So more on that tomorrow. But for now, please do get cracking with your day 3 challenge. So post it. Oh, and then hang on, stop screen. Just to say that the prizes will be revealed at the masterclass tomorrow. So do make sure you tune in. All right. So thank you for posting. Somebody's posted some comments on here. About superheroes. Fantastic. I'm going to read them now. But that is it for now. I look forward to seeing all your superheroes and inner champions posted. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the 7 steps to becoming fearlessly you. All right. Have a good evening, everybody. And I will see you very soon. Take care.